Writers are often tempted to artificially alter their scenes a little bit, whether by adding a car chase sequence or a song if it's an Indian movie. I mean, I have nothing against it, honestly, but it'd make a lot more sense if these elements organically actually flow into the story in some way or the other, right? If a story actually warrants a car chase sequence, that's when you put it in. Rather than, it's been about 15-18 minutes without any masala, without any drama, let's squeeze one in. How do I put it? Maybe think of writing a script very similar to writing a song. You start with a chord, it seems like you have options, but as you progress and move forward, your choices become fewer and fewer. And it's very similar with the script as well. You start with the scene and then you add another one based on any open-ended possibility. But as you move on a little bit and a little bit, it starts writing itself. You almost know what exactly you're working towards and what that actual end is going to be. And in this realm of crafting stories, there's no one better than Quentin Tarantino. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Frame by Frame. And of course, it's about Quentin Tarantino. I mean, I'm a total fanboy of this guy. The first time I ever did any form of public speaking was on Pulp Fiction. I remember when we got to Vegas, California for a month for some work-related shoots, and I drove my colleagues nuts looking for our man, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Praise the Lord, this man flunked out of school right into a porno cinema.
No, I definitely quit school. School was horrible for me. It was, to me, school was prison. I hated school.
So you jumped out of prison and you did a number of jobs, including working in a porn cinema.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that was actually the first real job I ever got. A job as a usher at the Pussycat Theater.
Anyway, this video isn't about Tarantino's life and the thousands of things that I actually want to spit on and on about him, but about 3 principles that I think get his writing to absolutely stand out. I mean, he's a total master at crafting screenplays and writing stories. So what does he do exactly with his dialogue and writing that stands out and makes everything that he ever creates a masterpiece? 1. Action and character tell the story. When you read one of Quentin Tarantino's screenplays, you'll know exactly how he goes about making his character actually stand out, whether it's in the form of dialogue or whether it's in the form of writing things in a very descriptive manner. Almost non-intuitive for general screenplay writing, in all honesty. It's almost as if you can exactly visualize what he wants you to just when you read the screenplay. Probably all the more because of how he uses action to tell the story. So here's a tiny snippet from Kill Bill playing side by side with the actual visuals from the film itself.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? You know, for a second there? Yeah, I kind of did. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids.
And the crazy part about how he actually tells his story, it's almost as if he doesn't, but lets the characters do so.
If I'm writing Kill Bill, I pretty much know at the end of the movie she's going to kill Bill. All right, but exactly how she's going to kill Bill and how we feel about it at the end, well, that's left open for conjecture. Now I need to get to there. That little mapping out of more or less what happens in the story really only applies till the middle of the story. Because by the time you get to the middle of the story, I've invested in this world to such a degree that the hope is that the characters just take it from me. And then from that point on, they're writing the story.
So yeah, let the characters and action drive your story. Very similar to the song analogy. You're driving forward, but as you move closer and closer, it's almost as if it's going to write itself with fewer choices. 2, dialogue reveals character. When it comes to dialogue, Tarantino is an absolute genius. I mean, don't you feel like every single person from this movie is an actual real individual?
I don't tip.
You don't tip?
No, I don't believe in it.
You don't believe in tipping?
You know what these chicks make? They make shit.
Don't give me that. She don't make enough money, she can quit.
Now, let me just get this straight. You don't ever tip, huh?
I don't tip because society says I have to.
The way he kind of writes daily mundane conversation, almost as if how we converse with our friends, is baked into the dialogue writing, but at the same time doesn't really feel mundane because it's giving you so much information about the characters itself. In his own words, I try to write dialogue that's both realistic and stylized at the same time. I wanted to sound something like people would actually say, but I also wanted to be memorable and have a certain kind of flair. I can take so many examples from so many different movies of his where he's actually done this. Whether it's the incredible start of Inglourious Basterds where Christoph Waltz's character, the gunner Hans Landa, interrogates the naive milkman, was it Monsieur Le Petit? Or even the iconic bar scene. Oh man, that really got us going in the theater. I remember so vividly. Where John Hamm's lookalike Michael Fassbender blows things apart for himself and his crew.
3 Gläser.
I mean, how does he do it? Maybe a little bit from this excerpt will actually give an idea of how Tarantino goes about writing dialogue for his character so that it feels natural enough.
And so they actually ended up getting a really cool little place to stay in Amsterdam. And so that's where I just started writing. But everything that's ever going on with me, whatever I'm writing, will find its way into the material. So since I was living in Amsterdam and having this brand new eye-opening experience of what it's like in Europe, I made it that was happening to Vincent at the exact same time.
You know what they put on French fries in Holland instead of ketchup? What? Mayonnaise.
I guess writing from experience does make it easier for your characters to sound authentic as well. 3, embrace anything and everything that can happen in the context of your story's universe. Massive spoilers lined up with this one, and if you want to skip them, then this is the timestamp that you want to head to. But with Inglourious Basterds, for example, where the bastards and Shosanna successfully blow Hitler and co up in the theater. I mean, Tarantino gets that film is a visual medium where, of course, you have an opportunity to tell a story where you can do anything out of the box, but at the same time, it needs to have some sense of connection that the audience can feel with it. So how exactly do you go about maintaining this balance where anything can happen, but also seems almost absurdly real? And there are a bunch of such instances in my favorite film, Pulp Fiction, as well. And sorry, a bunch of spoilers lined up, but I can't help myself if I have to actually convey this point. Whether it's Vincent getting shot by Butch, or whether it's Marvin getting shot in the face, or whether it's Marcellus having a really rough day, or whether it's about the question of what's actually in that goddamn briefcase, and the debate and the thinking and whatnot going on 3 decades after the movie's release, or any other iconic scene in the movie.
That was trippy.
So where does this thinking come from?
Because how I actually kind of discovered writing dialogue, part of your thing in acting classes is to drum up scenes to do. And I always wanted to do scenes from movies and stuff. And then I didn't have access to any scripts or anything like that. So I would like go and watch a movie and then I could remember, I had a good memory. So I'd remember the scene. So I'd go home and write the scene down. And whatever I didn't remember, I would just fill in the blanks myself. Well, little by little, I would just start filling in more blanks and just kind of go off and do my own things and add to the scenes. That was my first attempt at writing dialogue with stuff like that.
Guess it's safe to assume he approaches a lot of his storytelling very similar to how he actually learned how to write dialogue by filling the blanks and just moving along where the story takes you towards that eventual fixed path. Tarantino's screenplays are a testament to the power of great writing. His screenplays, his unique style of direction has inspired countless filmmakers, me included. Why so much about him? Apart from a cheap excuse to also share a couple of posters I may have made of his films in the past, it's because I love the dude and I don't need any excuse to. I totally tripped putting this together. Hope you liked and enjoyed it too. If so, don't forget to subscribe for more such stuff. Peace out.